Right, so we're down to 4 packs now. We have one of each artwork. So far, we've done not too bad, actually. We have a V card, we have a Rainbow Rare Bruno, we got a Cherrim from the Building Battle box. Really guess for the Jamie, where'd you want to start off?
I
What
got the
side?
VMAX as well.
We get the VMAX as well, of course, actually. We'll just take a
And
quick
as
look at
me
these.
saying earlier that the pull rates are quite hard. Obviously not.
Yeah, you know what? I think we just got lucky here, man. Like, we certainly lucked out to get a Rainbow Rare, Rapid Strike Urshifu, to get the Single Strike Urshifu VMAX as well. I mean, that is pretty lucky, you know? We did have just under half a booster box, but can't complain over those. That's pretty sick pulls, really. Jimmy, which side do you want us to start at? Where should we kick things off?
Start on the left.
Left hand side it is. So we'll pile these up here. Well, Hidden Fates, I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. It was only a matter of time before this came up in conversation, but we think we're about a week away from, it really kind of the reprints and stuff being widely available. Any kind of thoughts on Hidden Fates? You were saying that you maybe didn't pick up as much as you wanted to first time around.
Yeah, my plan was or is to kind of get one and, seal it away, keep it hidden, keep it safe, keep it secret, keep it safe, as Gandalf would say. And then, later down the line, use it to, get a sports bike that I always wanted.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool, right?
Because even I know, because obviously prices right now I've seen is like 60 quid average. But if you go in third party, it's going to be 140, 150. But I mean, obviously that's scalping it straight away. But I think obviously if you're going to keep it for a few years, even longer, when it's going to be less available, it's going to go right up.
I think that's a good point. I mean, especially with this, for me, I've said it before. I'll continue to say it. For me, this is the goat of modern Pokemon. Not this particular set, but Hidden Face. I mean, this is a good set. Don't get me wrong. Rapid Strike and the Jellicant. So yeah, I think it can only, for me, it can only really appreciate. I don't see any other way for it to go. With regardless of how much comes out here, I think a lot of people will rip it. Obviously, there will be people that will be looking to collect long term and kind of keep it sealed and things like that. But similar to sort of a good example is Roaring Skies. I have a mate that bought 2 booster boxes of Roaring Skies for £200. I want to say it was about a year ago actually, and things started going up, but he didn't see any potential for it. He thought the price was a little stagnant, and it wasn't moving at all. And we did a quick search earlier. I can't remember the number off the top of our head what it was coming out to, but the price of I hadn't Roaring Skies booster box right now is almost triple, if not 4 times the amount he paid for it at the time. And all that kind of comes down to is, well, one, unprecedented demand, but also people opening them. The less of a sealed product there is out there, naturally the more the ones that are there are going to be worth. So it's kind of, I think that's the way to go, man. I think this is a keeper. Do I think that it will never be reprinted again? No. I think there will come a point where, in my personal opinion, I have no evidence to suggest this. I think there will come a point where Hidden Fates is reprinted, but I don't think that'll change anything. You go back to last year, over in the States, Elite Trainer box of Hidden Fates was selling for around $250. Like that's like a year after its initial release. That's pretty unprecedented. Obviously, times, circumstances have a massive impact on this, but I think the demand for the product, in my opinion, is enough to outweigh any potential reprint or any more product that comes in, because people just love Hidden Fates. There's just so much about it, so many cards in the set. Oh, I can't speak highly enough of it. I really can't. I think it's
Yeah, I
awesome.
mean, if they did it as well, they know it would sell. Like people would just lap it up.
Absolutely, absolutely. To be honest, it feels like there's been more product this time around than I thought there would be. I thought you could get it, but I thought you'd probably have to pay the higher price point. And I thought it'd be extremely, extremely limited. I know there has been heavy allocations. I know that there has probably been a lot less than people wanted, or there's an appetite for, more importantly. But there was still a lot more of it out there than I expected there to be. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm glad people can get their hands on it. But again, in my opinion, the GOAT of modern Pokemon, I don't see the value of a Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box deteriorating in any way, shape, or form going forward, regardless of what happens. It's too good a set in my eyes, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've always been thinking about a story. I can't remember who was telling me it, but it was a guy, like, this is back in, I think, 2000, 2001. He was at an auction and bought a, like, first edition set for like $1,000. And at the time, his wife and his family were like, what are you doing? You're out of your mind. And then I think a few months ago, he sold it for, would have been $400,000. So yeah, just give me 20 years and see what I can do with this. And it's just insane.
No, absolutely, dude. Completely unreal. We'll crack open this final pack of battle styles now. So the final card that I was hoping to get from this, or the only card really. Oh, white coat card. See if that was green. That would have been a horrible end to the video, and I would have ruined it for everyone.
Anticlimactic.
Exactly. Wait so long, you open the final packet, and then you get that. So take it nice and slowly here, see what we get. We got a Weeping Bell, XP Share, Perkley, Houndour, Scatterbug, Honedge, Gligar, Electabuzz. Is this the rare? Okay. One more card, man. You want to take a while, stab in the dark, see what you think it is?
I think it'll be a Octillery.
Empoleon V!
Empoleon V.
Damn, that's pretty sweet. I'll take that.
Is there textures on them? Like very slight?
Yeah, I mean, it's very slight. It's awfully shiny, I'd say that much. We should probably pick up in the camera. I'm going to put a wee sleeve on it, hopefully limit all the fingerprints on this card. But wow, that's pretty sweet actually. As far as the V card goes, I'm really happy with that. I think that's quite nice. We'll do a very Saturn's pretty good on that too. I think it's slightly off, but not terrible. We'll do a fairly quick recap of just everything that we've got in this opening here. So we'll start it off with the VMAX. Got a VMAX Urshifu VMAX, pretty cool card. Get the Bruno Rainbow rare card, which awesome looking card. Urshifu V, and then to finish it all off, the Empoleon V right there. We also got the Cherum in our little pack too. I'll crack this on just to kind of wrap up here, see what we get in this little pack. The only other one of these promos that I have got so far is the Houndoom, which ironically was the one I was after, so I'm not actually too bothered to be getting this Cherum. I think it's a pretty cool card. I'll quickly run through the cards you get with this. Level Ball, Sonia, Professor's Research, Hop, Grandpa, Cherubi, Cherum, Tapu Bulu, Bruno, another Bruno, Dam, Alistair, Single Strike Energy, that's a pretty cool looking card. Houndour, Houndooms, so you get 2 Houndooms, and Stunger, and a code card as well. Awesome. Damn. Well, we've got a fairly nice stack. I'll just bring the commons into view here. That was a total of, what was that? Was that 16 packs?
16 packs,
yeah. So we're about a week from release from this set. And, just to kind of round up here, just maybe give some final thoughts on our thoughts in this set. I think the little icons popped up for Zoom that we have under 10 minutes remaining, so hopefully we don't get cut off in the midst of conversation. Any final thoughts really on battle styles? From what we've seen today, I don't know, kind of like art styles. Do you think that this is a good time for this set to be released? Do you think it's what we need right now, considering everything that's came before it, or do you think maybe it could have been held off just a little bit more?
No, I think it's good in terms of at the same time as the Shining Fates, because I think from what I've seen, it's a lot more available, and so people who kind of get the hands on any Shining Fates, which is the biggest demand right now, especially over here in UK, chances are they can get this sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
And it kind of brings us back down to usual pull rates rather than what you get in the other one.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. I'd have to agree with you there. I think that the pull rates are a big thing. So we have, I would classify as four major hits there from 16 packets, which from a standard set isn't that bad. Comparing to Shining Fates is still, quite a massive drop because with Shining Fates you're looking at about 50% per rate. One and two packs mostly for the most part. Not always, but roughly around that area. I think it's a nice set.
There is some cool artwork in there. I mean, I don't really recognize anybody or anything from the kind of set. It's all like past what I know, but definitely some cool looking things.
You know what? I think that's a really good point. Actually, is that Shining Fates was mostly Gen 8 Pokemon. I think it was. I have this theory that it was a way for Pokemon to kind of blend in, maybe a casual fan with the whole new realm of Pokemon and all these new Pokemon that have came out. So for this set, we're looking at mostly. I believe this is kind of like based on the Sword and Shield DLC for the Pokemon games. Not everyone that's buys into trading cards, that's interested in trading cards, will necessarily play those games. So I think there will be a lot of new Pokemon in here and new characters as well. Because I mean, this is the first time that Urshifu has been printed in a card. The VMAX as well, first time it's been printed in a card. So there's a lot of new elements to it. Mustard as well, we've got this little Mustard card over here. This is I'll throw it on the sleeve actually. That's the first time he's been printed in a card as well, as far as I'm aware. At least in
Mr. Miyagi. Well, even like the Shifu cards reminds me of just Shifu from Kung Fu Panda, and I'm thinking, geez,
totally,
Shifu's gotten ripped
throughout this, man. Like I've been trying to hold back Kung Fu Panda for so long, but now it's out there. Hey, let's just throw it. No, absolutely, man. Like I agree with you. It's like it really is.
He just looks like a beefy panda right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that actually, because I really did want to get out there. So Battle Styles, I think it's a good set. I still kind of maintain that it's the correct set in the correct place at the wrong time. I just feel, in my opinion, that it's these cards could be useful in competitive competition. I'm not massive in the competitive scene, so maybe someone will correct me on that if they are. But, they're clock's ticking essentially, and unless that's addressed somehow by maybe counteracting by saying, look, we'll give you an extra, I don't know, we can have an extra set for an extra 4 months. The kind of main aspects of these cards probably won't be used for some time to come, depending on what country or where you are in the world. But no, it's a cool set, man. I think we did pretty well. I think you're bang on with the whole kind of Shining Fates effect and what it then brings to these, and it kind of... It's almost you're stepping back down to earth, essentially. I think, over the course of the next few months, we get Hidden Face to look forward to. Got a bunch of other sets. We've got the anniversary sets. When and if they actually do get released, especially here in the UK. So it is kind of almost like a step back into like a normal sort of level of set, if you will. I think we've got about 2 minutes left, Jamie. Any final words that you want to put out, or any final thoughts before we wrap it up here?
Just how mental the whole Pokemon market is. I mean, I only just started getting back into it last July, and started selling my old cards this year. But just even watching it and seeing how it turns out, and even McDonald's promo cards from the packs, you buy a Happy Meal for what, 3-4 quid, and then people have been selling the cards for their packs for 500 quid. It's insane.
Yeah. I think it's in a really crazy place at the moment, and hopefully over the next couple of weeks and months, more products available. Hopefully things start opening up again, and hopefully it gets to the pack where the casual collector can enjoy it, but also the serious collector and the people that want to pay for the more expensive cards also enjoy it. With that, we'll wrap up there before our Zoom call ends. Jamie, thanks ever so much for joining us, man. It was a pleasure, and hopefully we can do this at some point again down the road.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, man. See you soon.
Cheers.